We're already at the halfway point of the 2020s, which is one of the most disgusting things that I have ever said of all time. But we have gotten so much good superhero comic book goodness, so I want to tell you my top 10 superhero movies of the 2020s so far. We're already 5 years in, we got 5 years left. I got 10 movies for y'all. Let's get into it. Y'all know how it goes though. First, we got to start with our honorable mention. In this case, it's going to be Deadpool and Wolverine. I was never super high on this movie when it first came out. I thought it was a solid, fun-ass time in the theaters. Had some funny-ass moments, some funny cameos. But it never really like moved me super hard. Like I always had in like the 3.5 range. Still, man, it was the only Marvel movie we got last year. It was a fun ass time. It was a great summer movie. It made over $1 billion. We got to see Hugh Jackman in the MCU. Same with Ryan Reynolds. All in all, I love what we got. You got to make a name for myself. Yeah, you can't forget that. But just cracking the list before it, we got Zack Snyder's Justice League. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. You got to set away a whole week. You got to take off a week of work, PTO, to watch this movie. But when you do that, it is worth it. Now, I'm not the biggest Snyderverse guy. I'm not the biggest Man of Steel guy. Hell, I don't really like Man of Steel at all, to be honest. But I will say I thought it was cool that Warner Brothers and HBO let Zack Snyder complete his vision and let us get to see a glimpse of what his Justice League and what his Snyderverse would have been building towards. Now, granted, if we didn't get HBO Max, I still personally think we never would have saw this. But, you know, we get what we get. We're getting to see the story more fleshed out, getting to see better action sequences, getting to see a better ending. That Nightmare World sequence thing, that was pretty cool. Honestly, I was like very intrigued what they were going to do with that, but I'm kind of glad we didn't get it. Build of Cyborg's backstory in this is so much better. Barry Allen is so much better. Everything about this movie is so much better than the Justice League in every conceivable way. Too long though, which is why it's number 10. Number 9 is going to be Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This movie was such a blast, bro. Especially in 2021, we're coming straight off of COVID. Haven't been to the movie theaters in a while. One of the first movies I saw, I remember, was Shang-Chi, and I was like, wow. Marvel is in their fucking bag. I think this movie genuinely has the best choreography I've ever seen in a Marvel film. Like, I watched the fight between him and his dad to this day, and I'm just like, wow. I just gotta sit back and analyze this shit. Like, everything they did with this character, man. I liked his introduction. I liked all the fights that he was in. I liked that he was able to take over the 10 rings towards the end. And I liked that they did bring him into the MCU and they started the connection there, even though it has literally gone nowhere for years. I think right now, the movie the most likely to move up on this list before the end of the year is gonna be the Fantastic Four. I just need to see it again. But I really enjoyed it on the first watch, man. Everything from the action to the visual feast that we got. My eyes, like, sometimes I'll close my eyes and I can just vision them in space again. It was so fucking awesome. The Silver Surfer stole the show. Galactus is not a cloud anymore and he's a menace once again. Reed Richards was smart as hell. The Thing was cool. Johnny Storm was on fire. And Sue Storm was the heart and the soul of this movie, man. Damn, maybe I need to move this movie above the next one. Number 7, I do have the Thunderbolts and New Avengers. This movie is just one of my favorites of this year. It's one of my favorite things Marvel has dropped in a while. I love the message that they had behind it, man. You could tell they came into this one with meaning, with heart, with a goal in mind, and I feel like they executed on every single part. Marvel Street continues because at number 6, I have Guardians of the Galaxy 3, one of the best endings to a trilogy of all time, Loki. When I went into this movie, I thought, so who's getting offed in this movie? I thought somebody was going to get off, but leaving this theater seeing nobody get off is such a better ending than I thought, to be honest. Rocket's backstory is probably a top 6 backstory in the MCU. It's so damn depressing. It's so dark. I feel so bad for my dog, man. Getting to see his growth from being the lovable asshole to finally understanding and accepting himself fully so that he's able to become the leader of the new Guardians. Excellent storytelling, man. 5 stars. Let's get into the top 5, man. It's about to get juicy. Because at number 5, I have The Suicide Squad. This is a really good case to be my favorite project that James Gunn has dropped, man. This movie is just so fucking fun. Especially after watching the first Suicide Squad, the juxtaposition between this and that one is night and day. Literally, in the tone, in the vibe, in the colors, in everything. They're night and day. This movie's zany. It's out there, it's wild, it's a blast, it's comic booky, it's hilarious. Some amazing ass action sequences, man, that'll literally blow your mind. I also love how James Gunn was not afraid to off literally anybody in this movie. Like, there's some characters that I thought were safe that are completely not safe. And this movie was so damn good that DC was like, so we want to offer you the keys to everything. So if I haven't said enough, that should. Moving on to number 4, another James Gunn movie. We have Superman that just came out a couple weeks ago. I absolutely adore this movie, man. Most comic book movies of all time. It just threw us right into the story and I absolutely love them for it. Really think about it. It was like the movie was like a few days in the life of Superman. Like, you get to see so much of his life. You don't really get to see the Clark Kent part, which I feel like we'll get more of that in Superman 2, but getting to see Superman do so much in one movie was honestly so cool. The universe feels lived in already. It feels like it's breathing. It feels like there's room for growth and potential, and I cannot wait to see them build off this amazing start to the universe. Not gonna lie, I had this top 2 at first, but I forgot a movie, and my Spider-Man bias is gonna push that one above this, but I have the Batman at number 3. It was dark, it was gritty, it was a detective movie, it was kind of scary in some parts, and I loved every aspect of it. Robert Pattinson was born to play the Bat, which if I'm keeping it a band, I did not think was the case at first, but I can't wait to watch this movie again before the Batman Part 2, and I can't wait to watch the Batman Part 2 3 times in theaters. Seeing him go from vengeance to be the symbol of hope for the city of Gotham was just such an inspiring story, and such kind of parallels Superman in a way. This early Batman still figuring himself out, realizing that he can't just beat people's ass and break arms. Like, that's not enough to make people feel safe, you feel what I'm saying? It's enough to hurt the bad guys, but it's not enough to make people feel safe, which is what Batman should be doing. He should be the symbol for people. So seeing him go on that journey and seeing him be a detective throughout, seeing the Riddler put him on some crazy ass riddles, that shit got a little dark real quick. And of course, the Penguin chase scene. Yeah, that's one of them ones. I'll keep my number 2 and my number 1 brief because y'all should already know what these are. Number 2, I got Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, the 3 Spider-Men, Doctor Strange, the Sinister 5. Sinister. You know, something that I have to give this movie is it was made during peak COVID, bro. Like, they had so many restrictions. Like, shout out to them for giving us the movie that they gave us. Imagine this movie made like last year, bro. We probably wouldn't have had to see Andrew Garfield show up in Ned's kitchen. But number 1, the winner. I have Across the Spider-Verse as the best comic book movie of the 2020s. Go argue with your mama. Your mama might not even want to argue with you. Go argue with your mama's wall. Yeah, man, I know that was a long-ass video. If you're still here to the end, shout out you, bro. You might as well hit that follow button, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's my list of the top 10 comic book movies of the 2020s. I'm trying to hear y'all comments and y'all opinions in the comments down below. Y'all like my list? L list, W list? Let's talk about all that and more in the comments down below, man. Because you know we got to talk about it. It's just a simple.